What's up, guys? Langosta and Jojo here.
How's it?
Welcome to another episode of Rifles, Rods, and Broads.
Episode 23.
That's right. We've been doing this for a year, but we got 23 episodes. So.
A little 3 months over a year, 23 episodes. We've got a bunch of shorts though.
We do have a bunch of shorts. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you like and subscribe. Go on Facebook and YouTube and hit the
Instagram.
little bell. And Instagram, yeah. Hit the little bell and you can get stay on top of our shenanigans.
There you go. And big mahalo to all of our subscribers that are out there for continuing to tune in. We definitely want to push out more content, so we'll get that to you. I know last show we were talking about, hey, it's been a minute, and it's been another minute from that last episode as well.
Well, we've got some content from your fishing trip. We've got the quail hunt coming up next month. I've got my Romania trip. Actually, quail is happening in October.
Yep.
Romania for me, bear hunt is happening in September.
2 weeks from now.
Locked and loaded, kids.
We are going to be talking a lot about that trip because I'm so interested in you going to Romania to hunt some, what do they call it over there? It's brown bear.
It is the Carpathian brown bear, Carpathian Mountains.
Okay.
So like a Rocky Mountain elk is Rocky Mountain elk, so Carpathian brown bear. So it's a grizzly bear, a subspecies of a Eurasian brown bear. They're supposedly get up to 9 feet, 10 feet, just like the Alaskan brown bear. So curious to see what that looks like. The stuff that I've seen is between 8 and 9 feet, which I would consider to be small. But hey, man, look, if the bear is 2 feet shorter than an Alaskan bear, but I paid a third of the price, I think I'm still ahead of the game.
There is the justification.
If we're paying by foot and it's a couple feet shorter, it ends up being a little bit cheaper.
Well, I can't wait to get into more details about that. I know, we've been kind of on a break from podcasting just because our schedules have been so busy.
Yeah.
And these last 2 weeks for me have been like the ultimate mancation.
Yeah.
When it comes to hunting and fishing, because I did both, and I've got some stories to tell. It was fantastic. I've got some meat in the freezer. Nice. It was a freezer filler, man.
Yeah, between both trips, I would imagine.
It was crazy, crazy, crazy. We had such a great time, and I have to put this out there first before we kind of get into the storytelling session, is that I have to thank my wife, Pua, for allowing me to do the things that I do on an annual basis. So thank you very much. Hopefully that earns me a quail trip in October.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. No, man, I mean, it's, I don't know, I think my wife views me being gone on these hunting trips as a relief, but I think it's just different people. It depends on how the marriage goes, but yeah, I mean, it's a big burden, right, when they're with the kids and they're doing the whole thing where you're gone and all that, but
no doubt.
But, hopefully it's probably the same for you, but these trips for me are, when I come back, I'm super happy to be back and stress-free and, really just kind of anxious to see them again and all that stuff.
It's refreshing, man. I'll tell you what, though, it doesn't come without its own like angst on the trip, because whether you're hunting or fishing, they're not the easiest things to do, right?
Yeah.
And it can be frustrating at times.
Oh,
and
sure.
you kind of like are in your mind thinking to yourself, why the hell do I love doing this?
Yes.
And why do I keep doing it again and again and again?
Yes.
And why do I pay money to do this? And, but afterwards, it's like, that's all. Exactly. Yes, yes, and yes. But it kind of like pays itself in the end when the freezer's filled and you come back with tons of stories to tell, because as we've talked about on this show and everybody that has ever hunted and fishing, those memories are priceless. So
100%. It doesn't matter what the challenge was during the event. I remember when my rifles got left behind on my Africa trip, and I was like in Johannesburg, and I'm looking at my phone because I got the air tags on the rifle bags. Yeah, and they're on the fucking tarmac. And I'm in the air, and I was like, Tim Cook, dude, this doesn't look good here, right? So actually, we left Atlanta, so they made it at LAX, but they got left behind in Atlanta. And I landed in Joburg, and we go to the area where the cops hold the guns and stuff. The airlines give it to the cops over there, and they're like, they can't find your bag out. I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. And I look back, and it's in a different part of the airport in Atlanta. I'm like, dude. So anyway, but
it all worked out.
It's an extra day. But during the time that you're going through the crises or stress factor, you're like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yep.
Why am I doing this?
For me, it's like the ups and downs, man, because you put your body through so many different, like, it's strenuous. It's not easy.
Yeah.
When it comes to hunting, it's, you're hiking, you're hot, you're sweating, you're carrying a pack, you're carrying your weapon, whether it's a bow or a rifle.
Yeah.
And they're not always light, and you're out there all day long. You're waking up early in the morning, you're heading out, you're hiking, you're looking around, you're doing your thing. It's strenuous, and it's never guaranteed that you're going to get anything. And then even with fishing, it's not called catching.
Yeah.
Although we wish that it was called catching.
Catching's a lot more fun than fishing.
Catching's a lot more fun than fishing.
Yeah.
But there comes those moments that you're just on the boat, and especially on just kind of like, 2-day, 3-day trips. If you're on the boat just kind of looking and looking and looking for fish to even throw your rod in, your rod into the water or your line into the water. Hey, if you spend a whole day out there and there's nothing to be found, it's kind of like
a very expensive whale watching ride without whales.
Yeah. I didn't see any whales.
No.
Fucking riding. Oh, man. But I'll go ahead and dive into it. And Brian, you can kind of cue up some pictures. I know we got some pictures. So it's funny because the whole ordeal in regard to what we started with was the hunting trip.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the original part of the vacation was like, hey, I'm going to go hunting in Maui with my brother-in-law, my good family friend Terry, don't call him Uncle Terry, Janabe, and my cousin Kaeo. Right there's the group. And we went out hunting in Maui. And we're going to spend some time out there at one of our friends' properties and then head to another property. And hunting Maui is always fun because you get to go back home. It's kind of like a stress reliever. And then just the views and the landscape. For those that are fortunate enough to, hunt on the islands that are currently that are non-residents, when they go there, their minds are blown.
Yeah.
Growing up in Maui, it's like you get to kind of see that all the time.
Sure.
But moving here to California and living here since 2014 and then going back, that awe is like still there. And even if you're a resident, it's just crazy, man. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
But we went to Maui, and the way that the fishing trip got kind of tacked on there is that one of my friends who's with the Torrance Fire Department, he kind of took advantage of me on the 4th of July at a party.
Oh, yeah.
And it was fresh off of...
you were overserved, and then...
It was fresh off of my Pac V trip.
Oh.
And then he proposed with... hey, Jojo, we're going to go on a fishing trip in August on board the Spirit of Adventure. And I was like, tell me more. And I tacked on another week of my vacation, and it worked out. And I was just like, oh man, this is going to be crazy, but it ended up being an epic trip. But we started off in Maui, took the family there, the wife, the family. We always go travel back home to Hawaii at least a couple times a year. And this trip we went to Maui, and one of the first days we got to hunt one of our friends' properties, and it's just beautiful, man. From the mountains to the sea, just all kinds of animals. And we were really targeting axis deer because the axis deer there is just, on Maui, it's overpopulated. And there's so many different herds. And axis deer, it's one of the best deer meats or 100%. Venisons that are out there.
I think it's the best. I think it's better than whitetail. Look, whitetail eating corn is pretty good. Probably mule deer, California, eating wild stuff. Not so much. Axis deer on grass, Maui, magical,
man. And they're not all blocked in by high fences. Like you could go to Texas and pay a shit ton of money,
$7,000,
and you're getting like corn-fed axis deer.
Yeah.
or maybe not corn fed, and then they got enough of property to run around. But hunting in Maui is just it's epic, and the quality of the deer meat and the venison is awesome, and it's gaining popularity. And one of the things that I will say is that a lot of people are beginning to hunt in Hawaii. When it comes to axis deer, and they're going to all kinds of different locations. But one of the things that there's some good news and bad news if you're a non-resident trying to hunt in Hawaii, and especially when it comes to axis deer. Some of the good news is the fact that it does not cost a lot. So if you go to like a lot of these out-of-state places to hunt deer or hunt elk, we're also used to like just the whole draw system, right?
Yeah.
And the application system,
all the red tape,
and not to say that Hawaii doesn't have that. Like if you hunt Lanai, you have to put in an application and draw a tag. But other islands, if you know people, you kind of have the insides into like private property or what have you. All you're really paying for is a non-resident license, so it's going to run you like $125.
Wow.
And there's no tags, especially when it comes to deer and axis deer. There's no tags. There's so much deer. It's so overpopulated, and there's no predators. There's nothing. There's no coyotes. There's no mountain lions. There's nothing that's out there. They're their own predators.
They die of old age and getting hit by a car.
That's exactly what happens. Yeah. So it's great. So if you get the right connection, the right hookup, then you're gonna be good to go. But we hunted one property one day. We had a great time. Shot a bunch of animals. Put some meat in the cooler. Met a bunch of new people, and just got to kind of drive out, kind of scope the land, and hunt. And then the next day, there's another area that we've hunted before. I'm not going to mention any names, but for people that are in the know, kind of see the pictures or what have you, you might have a guess. But it's literally Jurassic Park, man. You're up in the mountains at one moment, and then you can just kind of hike your way down to the beach, and that spot right there, Brian. And we ended up with on really what we were looking for. We weren't really looking for any like really trophies, right? It was a meat hunt for the four of us, or for the five of us, kind of heading out there. And we went out there from the early morning, spotted some deer, got on some deer really quickly. I mean, we could just kind of spot them from the road. So we kind of went up and started to climb down, and really quickly we kind of ran into the herd. Axis deer is definitely, it's a herding deer. So it's rare that you're really going to find one kind of all alone. If there's one,
yeah, it's five or six together for sure.
Yeah. And sometimes more. There's some videos that you can find in Maui where like, and other places where axis are, where like there's close to hundreds of deer just running all over the place, running amok.
So each of you took one? Each of you took one axis deer?
No, my brother-in-law, he got two. I got one. Our family friend, Janabe, got one as well. That's pretty much kind of like how we ended the trip. So because it was enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, although that one was a little bit smaller, but the other one looked over 100 pounds. This one looked like it was probably maybe 80 pounds.
No, that was this buck right here was actually a very big-bodied buck. Probably not the best angle on the picture, but definitely didn't have like those real matured axis antlers that you're used to seeing on kind of more of the trophy bucks, right? But we went out from the morning and we kind of hunted all day, got two really early that we kind of stalked and spotted on, and then kind of throughout the day in the midday, it's kind of like a push hunt, right? So as they kind of bed, it's just your Elmer fudding down the hill, and if you spook them or if you see them, then it's kind of like, hey, if they
they're wiry, dude. They're wiry. They're
fast as hell, man.
Yeah, they spook easy.
They're almost like a hybrid between an antelope and a mule deer.
Yeah,
it's fun, and they make a lot of noise too.
They do. They chirp and bark.
They chirp. They bark. If you've been busted, and it's. The
first time I heard them was the first time I've seen them was in Texas when I was in the blind with Misha with fish, and it was daybreak, and It was dark. And that the reason that the place I got the $7,000 for a buck was at that guy's place. He's like, hey, you guys are here for whitetail. If you shoot one of the axis deer, it's 7 G's. So it was like, okay, mental note, don't shoot axis deer.
Ever.
Don't want to pay $7,000. So daylight's breaking, and you could see little animals moving by the feeder. And, my guide at the moment, Fish, was very excited about, he's like, get ready. I'm like, okay. So I put my scope up and stuff, and was pretty sure that I couldn't see what that was. I couldn't say it was a deer for sure. He's like, okay, pick one out. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to wait a little bit. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I can't see that they're not axis deer. So sure enough, we wait, I don't know, 5 minutes. The sun came up a little more. They're fucking all axis deer. all of them were axis deer. I would have shot $7,000. In fact, they were so together that I could have gotten a twofer. I could have got a $14,000 bill instead of a single bill. So anyway, sorry. So continue with the story.
So you heard them bark.
I heard them bark. So okay, sorry. Yeah, that was my point of my story. The point of my story was I had never heard them bark until then.
Uh-huh.
And they were barking when it was dark. So I was like, what the F is that?
Yep.
I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And like, what the fuck? And Misha's like, oh, those are the axis deer. I'm like, okay, I'm not shooting in that direction.
Yeah.
So sure enough, a few minutes later, they were fucking all axis deer.
It's a cool sound, man.
It is a way cool sound.
It's a cool sound.
Yeah.
And they're all over Maui. So like literally if you're staying up country, kind of like in the Kula area, in the middle of the night, you just hear them barking. It's almost like kind of heading out in the fall for some elk hunting. And at camp, you just hear the bugles, you hear the barks. And if you're next to a golf course, they're all over the place, bro.
No shit.
They are all over the place on the golf courses.
So was there a trophy fee per or?
No, you just get your non-resident hunting license when it comes to Maui, and then find the right place to kind of set up. The thing with Maui is that there's not a lot of public land.
Right.
So when it comes to public land hunting, there's not a lot of options.
So if you were going to hunt on somebody's private land, what would they charge to hunt on their land?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I know that one guy that we looked at, I think it was, I want to say like $1,100 or something like that.
If you get a guide, and there's a lot of guides that are out there. Again, I don't know the exact price. We could probably look it up real easily on what a guided hunt is in Maui for axis deer.
Oh, it's just for the listeners.
In the thousands for sure.
Yeah.
But they're out there, and you're gonna get a good quality opportunity, and you already have access to whatever they have access
through
to
the guide. Yeah,
through the guide.
So if you wanted to if you wanted to hire a guide, that's kind of the only way you're going to be able to get on private land.
Yeah,
unless you already have family or know somebody down.
Exactly. So that's correct. And what was it I was trying to say? But in terms of just like overall Maui hunting or just hunting in Hawaii, again, it's that non-resident license. And that'll get you a lot of opportunity. Even if you're not like hunting deer, there's pigs and stuff like that you can find on like more public areas. But also too, the bird hunting over there is crazy.
Oh, you said they had pheasant. I remember
pheasants, man, all over the place.
It's crazy.
Wild over the
birds.
place. Wild pheasants all over the place. Bunch of hens, roosters, just kind of like blowing out locations. But we had a great time, man. One of the most epic stalks that we had on the trip is that kind of like during lunchtime, we were just out, just kind of cruising. It was in the middle of the day, so it's freaking hot, right? It was hotter than hell. And the deer are dead, are bedded at that time, and just so happened we were just kind of throwing up some glass. We had a couple of ATVs and kind of cruised around a corner, and then one of our buddies kind of glassed up some deer, and they were kind of more down, so we were kind of more up on the top of the hill. Mm-hmm. And then as we're glassing down kind of more towards the ocean, you can literally see like the whole just scenery change. And it goes just from green to just this dried stuff as it gets closer to the ocean. And he glassed up a small herd of axis deer. And we had just finished kind of eating, and we were just looking at this thing, and it was just like, you know what? If we're gonna go, we should probably go now. And we just kind of set up a stock, and it was a great time because we knew it was in the middle of the day. These deer were up. So obviously they're going to start bedding shortly, right?
Yeah.
And Brian, if you go back to the picture of just kind of like from where you can kind of see the water, the whole plan, kind of more, it's another picture. But if you scroll through, I'll show you. No, there we go. So that's kind of like our lunch spot. And then as you're glassing kind of towards the water, there was some deer that was spotted, and we kind of ranged them at about like 950 yards away, kind of going down. But it was going to be challenging because if you see there's not a lot of cover, right? So right. It's kind of like they were straight down from that location, and it was like, okay, let's plan our stock from here. Straight shot as the crow flies, it's 950 yards, but we're going to have to do a lot of like quiet maneuvering just to kind of get down there. Yeah. But we had people up top, and as soon as we bedded them, we could kind of see like where they were, to kind of keep eye. So we kind of found a good path, man. It took us maybe about an hour to kind of trek our way down there quietly. Cool. And then we got to the point where it's like, okay, they've got to be around this location somewhere. And all mixed in with this deer are just like a bunch of goats. So we're going down and you're just seeing movement. And it's like, I don't know if they're the deer. I don't know if they're the goats. But we get down there and then we saw one axis spike. And it was like, okay, let's just settle down here. And that spike kind of went left, went right, and then just kind of disappeared in brush. So we knew they were around there, and we just kind of sat for a while. And what was crazy was that it was just us sitting down and waiting, which is what you often do like on a stock, especially if you're kind of like hunting something that's bedded. So we were waiting, and then kind of in the distance we just saw one billy goat walking. And the billy goats that are there, like they are prime. Like they will take your attention away from deer and turn you into a goat hunter.
Okay.
Like just the racks on those things were just freaking prime. So then one billy goat came up over the horizon, and then another one, and then a couple of other goats. And in just a matter of minutes, we've got a line of like 50 goats just walking in the distance, maybe about 300 yards away. And then we're just kind of like whispering, what do we do? What do we do? It's like, let's just sit tight. So we're watching all these goats. And then all of a sudden, like these goats are up on us, and we are, really? They are like in our town. And I look to my right, I'm just slowly turning my head. And then this black billy goat is just locked eyes. And I was like, oh shit, this fucking little bastard's watching us. Like this is the spy guy. And it was just like a staring game. Yeah. And then we're just kind of like whispering, like, should we go? We know the deer's there. And we just kind of stayed settled. And we figured what would happen is that the goats, as they were walking through, would kind of like get these deer out of their bed. And sure as hell, we're surrounded by goats. Literally, it was the closest goat to us was less than 5 yards.
Wow.
Just chomping, and we're surrounded. Like, you have no idea. Like, I can't even explain it. And if I had the opportunity to take a picture, if you would have seen like the landscape 360 around us, it was just like goat, billy goat, billy goat, billy goat, goat. And then all this noise, and then all of a sudden, sure enough, we saw the dots. And then once we saw the dots, it was just like boom, 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 boom. They ran off, and then we got off some more shots, and we ended up with 2 deer, that buck that was pictured. But it was an awesome stock, man. We literally got within like 100 yards of these bedded deer through this super dry brush where every step it was just like
crunch.
And that was kind of the Maui trip, man. And we had a great time, and then ended up flying back to Oahu to spend time with the family. But it was freaking epic.
Where'd you get it packed? Where'd you get the meat packed? Was there a packer over there?
No, we did it all ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, at Terry's place up country in Makalau. So my pops came over in the morning. We were just kind of cleaning up the meat, packaging the meat. That's what she said. Kind of sorting it out to make sure that we had there's only so many pounds that you can take. So we processed it ourselves, and then took it home.
Sweet.
So that's like, dude, we had like 2 freaking big coolers full.
Yeah. I had a last access deer I had a burger, and they mixed a little bit of beef fat with it. Man, it was
yeah,
killer. It was killer. You know, it's trippy. Sometimes the regular deer tastes gamey, but access deer never taste gamey.
It's good, man.
Yeah, I mean, as long as
That's actually what I forgot to. Well, we're gonna go to the club tomorrow, but I got some ground in the freezer at the club. So I took your grinder that you have at the club.
Yeah.
I brought it home. I went down to Ralph's. I went to the butcher and I was just like, "Hey, man, I need some fat." And he was like, "Oh, okay." Come back in an hour. The butcher's trimming some meats right now, so I grabbed some beef fat from Ralph's down the road.
Sweet.
Took it home.
Did they give it to you or did they sell it to you? Sometimes they give it to you.
They gave it to me.
Yeah.
So he gave me like 4 pounds. So he gave me 4 pounds of fat, and then I put that grinder to work, man. I ended up with like 14 1-pound packages of ground.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
So I'll bring some over. And that was the first time that I did it myself, and I told Pua, I was like, that's on the you did it list from now on.
It's a lot of work. It helps.
I'm just gonna drive to South Shore Meats.
Yeah.
Drop it off, and I'll take care of all the driving and the.
It's a big fucking production, dude. It really is. If you have 2 people, 3 people helping you, it goes by quicker. But fuck, man, if you're doing the whole thing, you're just like, when am I fucking gonna?
Dude, it was like
on and on.
It was a chore, and we just had like this was in the middle of like the friggin' heat wave. So all my doors and windows are open, the fan's blowing. You know, I'm putting chunks together, kind of measuring the fat. I had my meat scale. I wanted like 15%, fat content to meat.
Yeah.
So I'm weighing everything out just to make sure that it's perfect. And then my friends are texting me. They're like, "Hey, meet us down at the bar." And I was like, "Okay." So I ended up not
distracted.
Dude, it took me like 3 hours to kind of get everything. Because again, it's my first time, right?
Yeah.
So the first time that I went through like the first batch of ground, I was like, okay, I get where we're going with this now. So I kind of had my process down. So everything thereafter took a lot less time because I was much more organized. The first time I had no freaking clue. And then afterwards, believe it or not, I still met up with them.
Yeah.
Told my daughters, I was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna head out. Then I'm gonna pick up I'm gonna pick up mom afterwards." And they're like, "Dad, it's like 10:30. You're only gonna go on now?" I was like, "Hell yeah,
I'll be back,
soldier. I'm on vacation.
I'll be back." That's funny. I think most people don't realize you have to do a rough grind, right? So you put the bigger one first. So normally I grind it twice. I'll grind a rough grind with a larger blade, and it goes by quicker. And it really helps if you get the meat cold. Like if you can put it in the freezer for a little bit, not freeze it, just get it really cold because the machine heats it up. So if you have the machine on for more than a half an hour, it'll start heating up the meat. So yeah, I just normally will cube it like in 2-inch cubes, and the fat, I'll do like large strips of fat, so you can just kind of put in there. But I don't worry about like I just did a big batch, and I'll mix in that portion, and like I don't worry about like I've really never calculated 10% fat. So are
you just going by like color and consistency?
Yeah, well, but by volume before you grind it, right? So if I've got, let's say 7 pounds or something.
Yeah.
And I grind a couple pounds of fat, I think we're good.
I'll tell you what, man, like most people don't realize like hunting, the work really doesn't start until the animal's down. The whole processing part
is exhausting. And you're already exhausted because you just came down up and down the hill like a half a dozen times.
Yep. And I'll tell you what too, it's and I don't know if this, if other people feel this way, but this is 100% me, is that I love like wild game meat, but when I hunt and I go into like processing mode,
Yeah.
I can't stand it until like a couple of days later. Like, because it's so much work that by the time like I'm ready to be like, okay, let's partake in this, I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
I'm good. Give me a freaking steak, or let's go get some ramen or something.
Yeah. No, I get it, dude. And like I said, if you have 2 or 3 people helping you, you can actually feel like you're making some progress. But there's times where I think we cut that pig up. It was one of the hogs, the hogs that we bought, and we butchered them. It was like 600 pounds of meat or something.
Dude, that's a lot.
I was tying roasts for 3 days, dude. Like after work, it was 3-4 hours of tying meat, and it's just
all labor.
Wrapping. Yeah, I was just like, wow, I'll never fucking do this again.
But then you did.
No, I didn't do it anymore. I didn't do it anymore. I mean, I've done like smaller stuff. I've helped other people, but like I'm not doing 600 pounds of meat again. Whacking out, 60 pounds of meat from a carcass is not a big deal, but doing 2 large full-grown hogs, that's
a lot, man.
Very ambitious. Well, my last trip to Florida, my last hunting trip to Florida for hog, I paid that dude. He did everything. I was like, he pressure washed the pig. I mean, I thought the pig was going through a car wash. I thought it was going to be like a 2 for 1. He pressure washed all the mud and stuff off the pig, and
it's worth it.
He butchered it, and I'm like, here's the fucking bags. I'm going, put it in the cooler, and that's it. Well, sounds like Maui was an epic success.
It was.
But you also went fishing.
That was only half the story.
That's right. That's half the story.
Half the story. Because that vacation then turned into a fishing trip on board the Spirit of Adventure.
Nice. Dude, I'm telling you, that boat is pot. Look at the width of that beam.
Oh man, it's
like a 2-car garage.
It's like a freaking awesome boat, man.
It's like a 16-foot boat.
It's always nice kind of like heading to new experiences that are heading out of, San Diego on board different boats. They all offer different things, right? Like for the most part, you're going to get around the same amenities, but then it becomes like the quality of the amenities and, the overall charter. So I was lucky enough to have enough time to spend time aboard the Spirit of Adventure. It was a 3-day charter. Went with a bunch of guys from the Torrance Fire Department, man. We had like 15 of us, and then we had to kind of like open up the charter, and the max load was for that charter. They capped it out at 20. So there was 20 guys on this 90-foot boat.
Wow.
And it was honestly the most kind of like kicked back, laid back, best experience that I've had on a chartered boat so far in terms of comfort. So kind of going back to that picture, like our bunk, I mean, bro, Langosta, you should have gone, man.
Dude, that's a legit bed, bro. That's like a real bed.
It's literally a real bed. It was double sized, and I posted the video on Instagram of like, just the tour of the boat. It was a double bed. My feet did not touch, and I'm 6'2", man.
Yeah.
My feet did not touch the end of the bunk. It was a double sized bunk. Not only did they provide all the bedding, but it came with 2 pillows, a sheet, a very comfy blanket, and just a lot of comfort, man. And you don't spend a lot of time in your bunk room when you're on a fishing boat or a charter because all you're doing is, spending your time fishing. But, when you do get back to your bunk, they're usually not this posh.
They're not. It's half the size. Forget about posh. It's like, fucking steerage, bro.
It was awesome.
All those boats I've been on, it's just a rough bunk situation.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. It was out of H&M Landing. Evan Kraft is the owner and captain of the boat. And this is kind of, we headed out Monday morning at 11 a.m., and then we weren't going to return till Thursday morning at 6 a.m. But a big boat, only 20 of us, man. One of the things that I was scared about was that there was a lot of talk about just the not having the quality of bait that was out there. And obviously on a lot of these boats, you know, fly lining's kind of like a big part of the day, especially when it comes to like the bluefin or anything else. And they were actually rationing at one point during the season, and there was a lot of anchovies. But we got to the bait dock, and sure enough, there was some really nice anchovies that were, I mean, not anchovies, but sardines that were coming out of there. So it was kind of like, that was kind of like one of the moments of the trip that it was kind of good to see. The good part about the Spirit of Adventure and what time we left is that once we left the bait dock, there was enough time to kind of get to the nighttime tuna grounds. So we kind of went south of the border a little bit. And by nighttime, we were in the nighttime tuna ground. So a lot of like knife jigging action and that type of deal. And that first night we ran into some good schools and we got some good quality fish on board. I think we ended up with 12 bluefin that night, and all good quality range, anywhere from like 60 to say like 100 and something pounds.
I mean, 55, 60 is
it was prime.
That's good.
I got one hooked up, and then what ended up happening, because you know, just because you know, hook a fish doesn't mean you're gonna land that fish.
Sure.
And I ended up on a nice sized tuna, and sure as hell, man, you know, it was just coming up to that level where it was about to get gaffed, and then it just decided that I'm not gonna die today. Started crossing all these freaking lines, got tangled up, and then my leader ended up breaking. My knots didn't fail. It was my leader that ended up breaking, and I sent the picture to Chuck, and I was asking Chuck, I was like, dude, what the fuck? And he was like, oh, dude, looks like wherever you got that leader from, it was just crimped too tight. But yeah, I ended up losing that fish, so it was kind of a bummer, but there was fish on the boat, which was kind of like a good sign, right?
No, I mean, step one, get fish on the boat.
Get fish on the boat. So that's exactly what we did. Evan was a great captain. He had a great crew: Chad, Guinness, Carter, Cody, the cook, Steven, Ray. They all did a fantastic job. They put us on fish. They really helped us out. Had a great time. That next day, man, was kind of like, it was the whale watch with no whales. So where we went, there wasn't really a big daytime tuna bite. So we were just kind of out there looking for schools, and we'd find them. But, you know, we'd throw lines in the water. We'd throw sardines out. They chum the waters, whatever's, but they just weren't biting during the daytime. So it was just like, okay, so let's wait until the nighttime action. So it always blows my mind how much fuel is burned on these fishing trips when you're just crazy. Like looking for these schools, man. Like, I can't even imagine. But we just kind of went searching for fish. They weren't biting, and then come around the nighttime, the winds picked up, and it just got choppy. And it was just like, oh man, this is getting choppy. I never took so many naps in that bunk, man. That bunk, I was like, okay, we're not gonna stop for a while, then you know, I'll just go back down, take a nap. But you know, for me, it's always nice. I don't know what it is, but I can sleep on a boat like no tomorrow.
Me
but
too.
the moment that like those engines sound different, like I'm up. What's going on?
I could sleep on a boat. I never thought I could sleep on a boat. I've slept on a boat under chop.
Yeah.
Where like my shoulders rubbing against the wall. Like I'm just kind of like going back and forth like teeter-tottering on the bunk. And yeah, dude, I don't know if it's the Dramamine with the beer with the Dramamine, but yeah, I sleep good. I come back. You guys are always all hammered because you guys are fishing at 3:00 in the morning. I come back from our fishing trip. I'm like fresh. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm ready to drive home now. Let's go.
We went on a 3-day charter, just like, and this wasn't for everybody, but there was 3 of us that ended up with like 5 24 packs of beer, and there were none by the end of the trip. But that day, there was nothing going on, man, and it got to the point where it was getting really rough, really windy, where, you know, Evan made the right decision and basically said, guys, there's no way that we're going to be fishing tonight, so changed up the plan and headed back up north, and basically told us, like, listen, we're going to be at this new location by 12 midnight. We're going to go target some yellowtail. But we got to get some squid on the boat. So 12 midnight, we'll be there. We'll put ourselves on a squid bed. We'll fish for some squid. And then, come 3:30, that was kind of going to be the time to kind of throw the squid out, our live squid, and look for the yellowtail action. So sure as hell, I'm in bed by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, 12 midnight comes around, and then the boat just stops. We go fishing for some squid. We caught a bunch of squid.
How do they catch them, on nets?
Nah, so you just kind of find the squid beds and then turn all the lights on the boat, and then all the squid are kind of attracted to the light.
Yeah.
So you start to kind of see them swimming, and then you got like these little different, like kind of like these. It's like a sabiki looking rig.
Okay.
But what they are, it's literally, it looks like nails, man. Like
it's like a treble hook, like treble hooks.
Treble hooks, but it's not like necessarily a hook. It's all barbless.
Okay.
And basically you're just kind of like
snatching them.
getting into a rhythm, snatching them. The moment that you feel that your line's a little bit heavier than what it was in rhythm, you just pull up and then you get the squid on board. So we ended up with like over 100 squid, at least live squid on board.
So you throw them in the live well?
Yeah, we did that. We threw them into the hand wells, and then come 3:30, we changed up to the rig to just kind of like a dropper loop rig to fish for yellowtail, because the yellowtail, they're kind of like all into that dying squid deal. Huh. And we were anchored there, and we ended up with like close to 10 yellowtail in the boat within 2 hours. I was fortunate enough to get one.
Monster. Yeah,
it was nice, man. It was a little over 30 pounds.
Jesus. And that must have been a rod bender. He must have
dude. It was,
because those fuckers fight good.
They fight fucking good, man. I mean, a 30-pound yellowtail versus a 30-pound bluefin, that yellowtail is going to kick your ass all day long.
Yeah. So did you fish any of Chuck's new rod? You have a couple of Chuck's new rods.
I got a couple of Chuck's rods. I didn't. I fished one of his rods, but they weren't biting at that time. And then the other jigging stick I didn't use that night. I kind of used the rail rod. And I got some fish off of that. But we got the yellowtail in the morning, and then we went to some bluefin grounds. And the mood on that boat at that time was kind of like, oh man, are we gonna get fish? Right, we're on this 3-day beautiful boat, epic adventure. The whole second day was just kind of like driving around because there wasn't a lot of action.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we that day after the yellowtail action, we got into some bluefin schools, and it's a lot of the bluefin that a lot of the people have been picking up. I mean, they're not coming out. At nighttime, you're still catching monsters, not necessarily like the size that you had earlier in the season, but we got into some daytime bluefin action and on that fly line and those sardines, and it was just kind of like the lighter setup, man. I was belly hooking and 25-pound leader fluorocarbon, and it was just like, and that's the best feeling. Like if you fly line and just kind of picking up tuna off the fly line, like just hearing that spool just go, and then like turning that lever drag into strike mode, it's just like, that's one of the best feelings. So, we had a great time doing that literally all day. Like the fleet was out there. The bluefin were biting all day. We ended up kind of like on our last little adventure, and Evan pulls up and he was like, okay, guys, line's out. And then not 1 second later, all we hear is, guys, bring them in. I see a giant school. And it was like, what? So we all wind up, get rid of our sardine, get it off the line, and then we drive less than half a mile. And he was like, get your lines in the water. And it was like, bite her, for at least an hour and a half until it got dark. And then when it got dark, they weren't biting off the fly line. So it was like, drop your jigs, 300 feet. Bite her. Wow. It was just like an hour and a half of like mayhem,
open bite,
man.
Straight up
open bite. And all the good ones, man, 20 to 40 pounds.
Sure.
It was just like, it was on, and everybody had a great time. I had one fish. Me and my buddy were fishing next to each other, and then he ended up getting one on the fly line, and not just a second later, like my reel just started going off, and I was like, oh, here we go. So we had a double hookup. His snapped off pretty quickly, and then mine just kind of started coming in, and I was just like, oh man, this is like a smaller fish, right? So I kind of worked my way from the port side of the boat to the stern. And as I'm reeling this fish in, it's not giving much of a fight. And then all of a sudden I see color and I'm like, oh crap, this is a big fucking fish for this setup. And I was like, oh, this is a good fish. I was like, color. And that fish saw the light of day and it was like, yeah, fuck you, Jojo. Just dived. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was just in war with it for like close to an hour. And it was like, I was giving it'd take it back. I'd gain some more line, take it back. I'm up and down the boat. I got one of the deckhands, Carter, just following me, Chad on the side. And then I got to the point where it's just like, I didn't want to give my rod to like the deckhand. Like my back was aching, my legs were sore, and I was just like
trembling.
I was just like, this is gonna hurt because I was in pain. I was like cramping up, man.
Yeah, spasming out. Yeah.
And then sure as hell, man, I said color, and I got some deep color coming up. And then and granted, I don't know how big this fish was, but when I saw it for the first time, it was fucking big. And then when I saw the color the second time, it was fucking big. And then I'm just kind of like over the rail, and then pop, rod tip goes up, and I was like, fuck. But it happens. It's the worst.
It's just you're.
And I brought in my line. You know, you'd look like, okay, what failed? Was it like the mono to the fluoro knot? Was it the hook tie? You know, you can always tell if there's curlies or whatever's, but it just looked as it was coming up as that it just kind of rubbed on the teeth, man. And that 25 pound leader just was gone.
It's thin, dude.
Dude, it was a fucking epic fight, but.
Look at that, bro. Look at that big fish.
Look at that, man. And believe me, none of this existed really until that last day. Like I said, the first night we got like a dozen really good ones. The second day, you know, pretty much nothing. And then the last day, always better than the first. And that was kind of my line out, man. I limited it out with 6 tuna. Biggest one, little over 40 pounds. And I had a couple like 25 pounders. And then I had that like 30 pound yellowtail, man.
Score.
Yeah.
No, it's a good way to end the trip, you know, on a high note for sure. I think, did you have them processed down there?
We did. So we didn't have the processor pick them up. We actually went with this company called Coast to Coast. And Coast to Coast left them a Google review. They're freaking awesome, man. Good guys, super clean facility. You can take it to them, and they'll charge you like $1.70 a pound.
Okay.
If they pick it up or they meet you there and you got your reservation, they'll try. I think it's like $1.95. But we took the fish there. We had enough trucks to do so, enough manpower to do so. Super clean facility, man. They really, really, really care for the facility. Kind of let you hang out if you want to. But we went to go grab some breakfast burritos, and within a couple of hours, all that fish was processed. 5mm bags. Beautifully processed, labeled nicely. They give you the sushi cuts. They give you the collars. We had a great time, man.
I gotta tell you, I like butchering the fish. You know, if it's only a couple, but looking at the fish from last year that was still in the freezer at the club compared to the stuff that we packaged, compared to the stuff that was flash frozen at the processor. A year later, the processor was in much better shape.
The difference is amazing.
Yeah, our stuff was already brown. It didn't go bad, but it just aesthetically, like just the looking at the meat, fucking big difference.
There's nothing that like compares. Like when you're using like 5mm bags and then you're using the vacuum chamber, like a very good high quality vacuum chamber.
Yeah,
that's always going to do you so much better than what we do at the club, right? We've got some food savers.
Yeah, and I think if we're eating the meat within the next 2 months, I don't think it matters.
Yeah,
but anything over that, you'll see a big difference in the meat. The other thing is they flash freeze it, right? So it does when you freeze meat slowly, you get that crystal, which makes it mushy when you thaw it out.
Yeah,
their stuff is like it's firm when it's thawed out. You could tell that it was flash frozen because it's still very firm. It's not. You don't get that squishy feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't matter if you make fucking spicy tuna out of all of it, but
yeah.
But if you don't, if you're gonna cut, like the premium cuts, you're like, man, I really like
the best advice is eat it as fast as you can.
Sure.
So it turns into like poke fest,
Yeah.
So I made some posts of like the different styles of poke that came out of that, and I got some other stuff that's frozen. So I'll be making more for the club.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There's some like cold ginger style poke.
Delish.
Some spicy mayo poke. Some limu onion poke.
I love that one. When you make that one, I really dig that. That's
good, man.
The onions taste really good with it.
Dude, it soaks it up, man.
Yeah, the onions have like a real nice, that white onion has a real nice taste to it.
Oh, yeah. So I'll make some more for the club. I'll make you some of your ahi furikake katsu.
I love that shit. That shit's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
What day is that going to be so I can add it to my calendar?
I'll let you know, Brian. I'll let you know.
Brian, I've invited Brian a few times.
Yeah.
And he, for whatever reason, wasn't able to make it. But once he realized what he's missing, he was like, yeah I'm lickety split there, man.
Bro, so this is the pictures that Brian got some now. Like these are the standard meals on board the Spirit of Adventure.
Oh wow, that's like a braised pork thing.
Oh dude, no, that was straight like New York prime.
Wow.
And then there's the pork.
Yes, sir.
And what else did we got on there? Oh, that was the chicken cordon bleu.
Nice.
And it always blows my mind when they're baking like fresh bread on there. That's a lunch. That's like a shrimp marinara sauce,
Sweet.
pasta. It was just like they kept you well fed. Spirit of Adventure, you got to go, man. Next year, you have to go.
Okay.
That'll be like you won't experience another boat like it. Like I said, Evan and the crew, they did a great job. It is a beautiful boat. They hardly ever run any open trips. If they do have charters that end up having open spots, they go really quickly. But the crew from the Torrance Fire Department that I went to, just a bunch of great guys, man. We had a great time.
So is that have they chartered it before, or is that the
they
first
have?
time?
So this is they kind of do it on an annual basis, and they got the dates for next year as well. So
sweet. All right. Well, hopefully we get invited.
It was good, man.
Well, that's the intro to the Cuz. Is Cuz here, Brian? Oh no!
I haven't seen Randy forever.
Man, Randy was in jail or something. I think it was Randy's had a hard couple weeks, from what I understand.
Alligator Alcatraz, huh?
Man, he jumped off the plane. I'll get to Alligator Alcatraz. His cousin picked him up from the swamp over there.
Yeah, man, those meals look pretty decent, man. I must admit.
They were better than decent. So if anybody's out there looking for, a great charter to go on a fishing trip, the Spirit of Adventure is a great boat. It's out of H&M Landing. It's a huge boat. You could have as big of a charter as you'd like, or as small of a charter as you'd like. Obviously, the cost is going to vary from there, but Evan and the crew did a great job. They put us on a lot of fish. They fish hard. It's always nice just really getting a crew that vibes really well. The deckhands were really nice. They're very helpful, helped wherever they could. So it was a great time. Spirit of Adventure. Make sure you guys go check it out. And once you have your fish, go to Coast to Coast. Coast to Coast is going to definitely process your fish nicer than you expect it to be.
Yeah, shout out to Spirit of Adventure. I saw that they tagged us and shared some of our reels and stuff. It looks like it was a blast.
They sure did. Yeah, Spirit of Adventure, SOA, and Coast to Coast. And I can't wait to talk with Randy, because I haven't seen Randy in a while. And I've missed him, man. But again, thank you. Episode 23, Rifles, Rods, and Broads, Jojo, Langosta. And every once in a while, we got a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, Cousin Randy.
What's going on, boys and girls? Cousin Randy here, fresh from Pensacola, fresh on the Southwest Spirits.
Gatorville.
Look, I was over here on my airboat, and I got broke down in Texas. So I had to take the bus, and then I Ubered it over here. But I couldn't miss it. Couldn't let you guys down. I know we got some.
Is there a AAA for airboats or what?
Yeah. It wasn't all the cylinders weren't firing at the same time. There's a problem. We had a complication.
Randy, we haven't seen each other for so long, so the mailbox is filled. And they're not bills, they're letters to Randy.
Well, I got some bills too. Let me tell you right now. I got to talk to my cousin. I haven't got paid a little bit right now. I had to go away for a while, and I got a couple free square meals and stuff at the location I was staying at, but I'm ready to make cash now. I need some cash.
Let's do it.
The cash bail is a problem here. All right, boys. So we got Randy's rants. So let's get into it if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
Let's get into the cash. Boys, I had to complain about all you cheapskates that use cheap ammo. I recently helped a friend zero in their China-made SKS rifle, and it took 30 minutes because they were using cheap ammo. Boys, don't use cheap ammo. And remember, when shooting at steel targets, don't use steel jacketed bullets unless you want to buy new plates each time you go out there. It's just not prudent. So, what we're talking about, this little rant here, is a little problem over at the Langosta Adventures in the desert. And at which point you invite over people over, and they don't have the knowledge of guns, and they end up shooting steel ammo at your targets and fuck them all up. And
I heard made in China.
Yeah, well, that's the excuse that the motherfucker give you after you fuck up your targets. But
Tariffed.
When you shoot a Chinese target with a Russian fucking full steel jacket, you're gonna fuck it up.
Hey, in today's woke world, that's called diversity.
Yep. It's called a busted ass target there. So unless you want to get a little chili pepper in your powder, you got to make sure you don't shoot at your little buddy's target with your little steel ammo there. Guys, on a separate note, speaking of the little Russians, and they're out of control, as you understand here. So we're gonna have to unplug them.
Line up the B-52 bomber.
Well, now that the Iranians have gotten lightly massaged, we may have to go over there and get those Ruskies off the Ukrainians. It's getting too much. By the way, look, I am not interested in an international incident that would make my ammo prices go up.
Yeah, none of us are.
No. So we don't need all that. We need to wrap it up so we can have a little bit more 9mm and 223 out here. And plus, a lot of people going whacked out over there. We don't want that. So, hey, guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like and subscribe. And you can always send me the Mullet Mail at Brian, put it back up there, the Mullet Mail situation. Mullet Mail at Rifles, Rods, and Broads. And we'll make sure that we scrub through it over here. If you've got some bills or back taxes, don't send me that. I don't want to hear anything about that. Those are your problems.
Well, you already get enough of your own.
That's right. I had a little snafu over at Alligator Alley in the Florida, Pensacola area. And like I told you, I got my own money problems. My airboat broke down in Texas, and I had to take an Uber over here, and it was not cheap. But I will never let you guys down. Whenever you guys need me for Mullet Mail, I will be here. Tip-top performance.
Thank you very much, Cousin Randy.
Well, boys, I got some stuff to shoot in the lobby there. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
And there we go, Cousin Randy, all the way from Pensacola, Florida. Airboat broken down in Texas, Ubering all the way to us here in Southern California, Redondo Beach. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to Rifles, Rods, and Broads. Check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe to Rifles, Rods, and Broads. And also check out our social media on Instagram as well as Facebook. Wheel Guns Wednesdays. Make sure you guys check that out. We've been getting a lot of traction because Langosta's got a lot of wheel guns to share. And a very popular Wheel Gun Wednesday episode was that Smith & Wesson that we saw on, it was the last episode.
Yeah, that little pea shooter did pretty good.
That 38.
Yeah, a little top break action, yeah.
And it didn't blow up in your hands.
It did not. Actually, I think I've got some of that ammo over here right now. Hold on a second.
And we got a lot more that's going to be coming up. Thank you guys very much for sharing this episode with us. And the next episode, because in just a matter of weeks, somebody's going to be heading to Romania.
Bro, I'm taking my garlic vest and a 416 Rigby with a little bit of chili powder on there.
Ooh-wee.
This is my little chili powder. This is my vampire killer right here.
Dude, that thing's got to have some freaking kick.
It kicks, but it kills good too. So this is my proven producer. I whacked out a Cape Buffalo with this and a lion in the tree.
And there's definitely good proof of that at the club.
Yeah, we got a little carpet action. So this is that little 38, the little pop gun. Dude, it looks like a starter pistol, honestly. Look at that little deal right there. Now this is a 44 Colt compared to the. That's a little closer. That's better, Brian. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, the video did pretty good, man. 6,000 views, man. If you guys haven't done so already, please make sure you like and subscribe and share the videos.
Yeah, the Wheel Gun Wednesdays, man. Everybody's tuning in for that.
So this is I'll get into my Transylvania bear killer load here in a second, but this is a 45 Colt that I've been working on for the last 3 months, and it's a this is a wad cutter piece. So it's a flat top, and I have powder in here that's going to create a low flash.
What's the effective range on a bullet that's kind of designed that way?
Probably 10, 15 yards, something like that, It'll start slowing down pretty quick.
Yeah.
But this is a stopper bullet, right? This is meant for like a charging bear or a charging dangerous game animal. That's what it's for. These things are.
So that bullet that you just shared, you're going to be loading that into a wheel gun.
Yes. So I'm going to be loading. So I used a low flash powder. This is BE86.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is that if you're using this for defense against dangerous game animals, in low light, so in the morning or as you lose light, you won't be blinded by the muzzle flash. So your pupils won't contract because of the light. You'll be able to hopefully get another shot off, because if it was worth shooting once, it's worth shooting 7 times.
When you load your gun, if you're hunting, right, you're going to take something like that out, and like you said, it's a stopper. Are you loading all your rounds with that same bullet, or are you mixing?
So no, they're all the same. So the hollow points don't work on hollow points do not work on dangerous game animals. They're made for humans.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not gonna get the penetration that you need. So the reason that you use a hard cast bullet or a monolithic metal with like a Lehigh Defense is because it doesn't expand. You just want the penetration. So if you're shooting a wet fur, you got maybe a bad angle, they're kind of angling away from you, or let's say you get a good first shot and they turn around and run away. You just keep shooting at them and hit them in the rump, and it'll travel a couple feet inside the body. So this is made for dangerous game protection, bear, cougar, mountain lion.
It'll put a stop to it.
That's the goal. So then my secondary kind of goal is to keep the muzzle flash down so you're not blinded.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they're not loaded so hot that the gun will go all the way up to the sky. You should be able to go maybe 45 degrees as far as muzzle rise, no more than that, so you can get a couple shots on them. I like my philosophy is keep shooting till the threat's over.
Yep. So, especially when it comes to dangerous game.
Sure, 100%. So you got a bear charging, your pal. You're on the tree stand, bear's climbing the tree, you're up on the tree, bad position to be in, shoot bear, keep shooting bear until bear's done. Yeah. We got to keep the direction simple here. This is simple situation. Just keep shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Christy Nome and her dog. I mean, dog got out of hand and just keep shooting the fucking dog. so have you seen
we are into like the new news today.
Have you seen the South Park on Christy Nome?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, it's pissing your pants funny. It's
really,
it takes it to the next.
I'm gonna look that up as soon as we're out of here for sure.
It's fucking hilarious. You're laughing out loud. So I made the mistake of watching that like around 11:30 at night. I was like cracking up on my living room. I was dying. All right, so for your vampire brown bears, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm going brown bear hunting here pretty soon, and I'm going to Romania, where you can go brown bear hunting at an affordable rate. It's not $30,000 like Alaska.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I just can't do that. It's way cheaper than that.
I think it's hilarious, too, how you just kind of set that whole trip up where it's like, oh, I'm going to go look for a brown bear in Romania. And then just not 1 week later, it's like, hey, my trip is booked to Romania. I'm going in September.
Well, I've been wanting to do it. It seems like it's impulsive, but it isn't. I've been wanting to go for a long time. You know, before Putin started his crazy-ass fucking war over there, I was going to go spend some money in Russia and shoot me a Russian bear, which, all things said, I would have preferred to do because it was even cheaper than the Romanian bear. And plus, I am curious about going to Russia. So, you know, I'm not going to deal with a real estate transaction over there in Moscow or any of that kind of stuff. I just want to shoot a bear. So, you know, Putin fucked that up, so we can't travel over there until things are squared away. But Romania is part of the EU. Didn't know that. They're lightly communist, so you know there's probably very little street crime to none. Communist countries, that's the only good thing that's going on there. And and they got fucking bears that are affordable. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes unless they watch this video and they fucking ban me at the airport. So my Transylvanian vampire bear cartridge is a 416 Rigby that I've had this rifle maybe 11 years.
And you've got experience with it.
I have. I took that rifle to Africa twice. It's been to Africa twice. No, it's been to Africa once, but I killed a lot of animals with it. I killed some plains game animals with it, and I killed a lion and the Cape buffalo that's at the club.
Yeah.
So this is a Barnes TSX 350 grain bullet. These are all hand loads. I've made all these because you can load these in a 300 grain, 350 grain, 400, and I think even a 450 grain bullet. The reason that I chose this cartridge is because I may be able to go on a red deer stag or a red stag hunt. If we get done with the bear hunt early, so I can shoot out to 200-300 yards with this load.
No problem.
Yeah. So I went with a lighter bullet. The 350 also have one of the scopes calibrated for a little bit longer range shooting. So not that I'm going to take a 300-yard shot, but I suppose I could take a 200-yard shot. And so this is the dual purpose setup, meaning it's definitely large enough for the bear, and I could take a little longer range shot.
And you said again that's a 350 Barnes TSX.
That's right. So the same bullet that you guys hunt in California, for the copper, the lead-free stuff, they make in a big bore. They actually make this for the 500 nitro also in a 570 grain bullet.
Damn.
But I mean that's a little bit too much.
That's a lot.
That's plenty. It's like elephant size stuff. So this 400 grainer is your beginning round, I think, for elephant, and for sure for any of the dangerous game. So I took the buffalo with the hollow point. I think the first shot on the buffalo was hollow point, and then everything else it got was 350 solids, and they penetrated straight through in the long way, 5 feet, 6 feet penetration.
Wow.
Yeah, hitting bone, hitting whatever.
Not the hollow, but the solids.
The solids, yeah. I recovered one of the solids from the belly. It was full of grass. It had about 100 pounds of grass in the belly, and it caught the bullet. Yeah, the bullet was. I could reload it again. It was crazy.
No kidding.
It just had the scarring from the rifling, but you could load it again. It was straight. And this, I recovered a chunk of it. So the petals that, once it opened into the 4 petals, it started to tumble. So when it tumbles, the petals break off, and all you have is the section.
When does it break into the petals?
It breaks. The petals should open within the first 1.5 inches of penetration.
Got it.
Yeah, and especially these, you see, has a real big hole. For the fluids to get in there.
It's crazy how much power it generates to make the bullet pedal.
Yeah, man. The Barnes. Here's the thing. Like all of the other manufacturers now have their copper bullets, but Barnes has been making this since the 70s.
Yeah.
This is like the original lead-free bullet, and man, it works beautifully in all the calibers. So, I like them. I hunt. I use Barnes pretty much for all of the hunting ammo that I load.
So you're heading out with your 416 Rigby in the Hollow Point Barnes TSX. How long are you going out for?
It's a 3-day hunt, supposedly. They have a lot. Supposedly, I don't know. I mean, it could take. Look, I can hunt 5 days. I don't have to leave until Saturday, and I'm I'm going to be there for a little bit over a week. So I show up I leave LAX on Friday. We get there Sunday, the hunting ground Sunday afternoon. So we hunt Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Are the bear hunting days. And if we have an opportunity for red stag, I can add a couple days to that. But I can hunt through Friday and then leave Saturday morning. And stuff.
How many people are going to Romania to go hunting?
I don't think very many.
It doesn't seem like a lot.
I don't think people are going to Romania for anything. I mean, other than looking at their, I don't know who. I mean, the airfare was not crazy expensive. If you go in the right time, shit, you can get airfare to Romania for $750.
So in September, do they follow? And I know nothing about that part of Europe, but are they following like the same season? So is it going to be close to fall?
Sure.
In Romania?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like New Zealand and stuff like that, it's opposite of us,
opposite.
right?
Yeah.
So Romania is still on the same.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the interesting part is hunting in the Carpathian Mountains, right? So that mountain range covers like 9 countries, including Ukraine. It's kind of funny. It's pretty far away, but that mountain range is it has a much different shape than the Rockies, right? The Rockies are pretty straight.
Yeah.
That it's kind of swirly. It's almost like a fish hook, the mountain range, the way it is. It's a upside down fish hook. So, that forest is really pretty. From the pictures and stuff that I've seen, the landscape looks really nice.
What's the weather going to be like?
I think it's going to be like
beautiful.
No, I think it's going to be probably very mild. Maybe warm midday and maybe mild, but a little bit chillier at night. Maybe in the 60s at night.
Okay.
In the 50s at night. Maybe the 50s at night. And then it'll warm up by like 9 o'clock, 9:30.
And what are we talking about in terms of like elevation? Have you researched all that stuff?
It's high. Yeah, it's like the Rockies. So I think the elevation hunting is going to be 7,200 feet.
Okay.
Up to 8,500, something like that. There's definitely. I don't think we're going to go up in the top peaks. I'm not going up on the top peaks unless you get a fucking razor up there or something. But it's not a horseback thing. It's basically. It's a blind hunt. So the guys are telling me that the bears are down in the agricultural area, kind of the base in the valleys of the hills.
And they got cameras that they're taking pictures on.
Yeah.
That are they keeping them up to date? The outfitter that you're using?
I don't know how old those pictures were, but they were probably from earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting part is that Romanian brown bear hunting had been closed for the last 5 years.
Oh.
And they opened them up because they're eating a lot of livestock and people are attacking people. So, they want to thin them out a little bit. But again, I don't know how many. I mean, maybe the locals are going because I'm sure the locals pay a lot less than what they're charging us. But
I bet.
But it would be good. I don't know. I mean, I think anywhere where you have a resource and you can have sustainable hunting and, let's say us out of the country hunting tourists come in and help pay for conservation, then that's cool.
I think it's crazy, man. You're going all the way from California. I mean, you travel to hunt, so you've been to Africa a few times and you've been to other places, but kind of putting Romania on the list. I honestly have not heard any other person that I know saying that they're going to go hunt in Romania. So I can't wait to hear the stories and see the pictures because I bet it's beautiful.
I think it's going to be really pretty. So they're also famous for roe deer hunting, which is kind of it's definitely a European thing.
What's roe deer?
Roe deer is their version of
like roe or road deer.
Roe, ROE.
Oh,
yeah, it's a small deer like a mule deer.
Okay,
that's like the thing to hunt if you live in England and stuff.
No kidding.
On an estate. On an estate.
Can you say that in accent?
Yes, the proper roe hunting. You need a Rigby rifle and 257 Rigby
416
for proper roe hunt. So so that's like their stalking deer. So that's their thing there. So that I don't think that's open at the same time, but the red stag is open in the fall, and red stag's close to like an elk. But bigger horns.
And this outfitter, so I mean, I from what I understand of what I know, which isn't a lot about like European hunting, is this like a public land space? Is this private?
No, I think it's private. I think Europe is all. I mean, it's old, right? So like
So everything's bought out.
It belongs to somebody. Yeah.
I mean, America has the greatest public lands in all the world.
Yeah, and they're trying to sell them off. These fucking assholes. You can hear
bastards.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress. Yes, I think that the Carpathian Mountains are public land areas, but I think all of the nice prairies and valleys and stuff are
private.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, like, I be honest with you, I'm probably negligent on the amount of research that I've done because I talked to a couple guys that hunted with this outfitter, and they had nothing but nice stuff to say. One of them said he was coming back in the fall to hunt a bear. He hunted a red stag last year, and now that the bear hunt opened, that he was going to hunt with him. So, but that was later. I think he's coming in after me. So, it could be good. It could be a total disaster. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, regardless, we're going to learn about what the adventure's about.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, importing the gun is a non-issue. I got the regular re-import documents from Homeland Security. I sent them that. I had to get a hunting license from California and send him that. And then he created an invitation letter to hunt, and he did the import permit for me.
So you're expecting some smooth sailing when it comes to transportation of your firearm?
I don't know, but it didn't seem complicated because, like in South Africa, even though you're going to be there 24 hours and fly out to another country, you have to do all that rigmarole. You got to pay the guy, and they got to meet you over there, and
it seems to me like hunting internationally. If it seems easy, that it makes you question whether or not you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I don't know. He really said it's really not a big deal. I asked him if I could take a handgun because I wanted to take my 45 and stuff. He's like, no, you can't take that. You can take a rifle, shotgun, no problem. So I was like, all right, well, let's go. Let's
what
go.
are the type of hunting? So besides the bear hunting, the red stag, the roe deer, what about bird?
They got hogs.
Oh yeah,
and no, they got ducks and they got upland game. I think they have pheasant. I think they have pheasant hunts. Yeah. So I think Ramon and I at the club had been talking about doing a chucker hunt in Spain because I made a contact when I was over there a couple of years ago, and I think twice a year there's this this estate where they'll hold a drawn chuckered hunt in Spain. So I like to do that, and I was actually talking to Aaron about doing a pheasant hunt in England. That's kind of a thing in England too. So I'm open to it. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's a little different than what some things we do here. But
I'm sure if I ever did that I'd have like a very specific special outfit picked out to go bird hunting.
No, in Spain and in England, you definitely have to get dressed up for all that. You can't go in there like with
camouflage and like.
Right, you can't go in there with a mossy oak real tree.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. Maybe
gangster style.
Maybe I would do that just to fuck with them and put a tie on, like put a mossy oak thing.
They look so properly dressed and like they're
wearing like
shooting
a $3,000 fucking suit to go walk in the mud.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like the twilled jacket and all that shit. Shit show.
Yeah, that versus like our pheasant hunt here in Lone Pine.
Yeah, Yeah, well, I don't know. So look, I mean, I was looking at the Kuyu stuff, dude. That stuff is expensive.
It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money, and you got to buy it on sale. They got a big sale right now. It's Labor Day coming up.
Yeah, I gotta get some pants. I want to get something with some knee protection on them
and some stretch.
I definitely need some stretch.
The stretch works out, man. When you're hiking, like you need the stretch.
I need the stretch to fucking sit.
Yeah,
I need the stretch to sit
or kneel down.
Yeah, no, I got to get some. I don't want to just go in jeans and stuff. And I was kind of hoping to get something prior to the last year during the quail hunt. I had a shitload of stuff go right through my jeans. The little
you need like a brush pant.
Yeah, something.
They're all on sale right now. Kuyu's got their big sale. Go Hunt's got a big sale. It's Labor Day. They're all on sale.
I got some amazing Timberland boots on Amazon for $90. They're the nicest, most comfortable boots I've ever bought.
Really?
Yeah.
For $90.
For $90. I've been wearing them. I'm kind of hoping that if I'm going to break them, they should be broken now versus being over there. But they held together. They're my other hunting boots are back home at Florida, so I'm not going to be over there before I take off on this trip. So I just bought some other boots.
I got some Soliwall boots that I really love. They're like super comfortable, light. They do the job. They're really good, like waterproofing.
Yeah.
So I took them to Maui because if I'm going hunting in like Colorado or whatever, I'll use like a different pair of like full leather boots.
Yeah.
But the Soliwalls are like light mountain trekkers, and I use them. And as I was cleaning an animal, I was just kind of kneeling down. And then what ended up happening is that at the toe of the boot, there's like some stitching, kind of like towards the edge, and they're not necessarily like a full hunting company, but then I just felt like the stitching kind of pop.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. So when I stood up, sure as hell that toe box was like done. The stitching had all popped based off of that. But I really love the boots, so I reached out to Go Hunt. Go Hunt put me into touch with Soliwall, and I purchased them close to like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Emailed the rep 2 days ago. Showed them some pictures, and he said, okay, you got new boots coming in the mail. I was like, badass, great customer service.
Yeah, I've had a similar experience with like REI type boots.
Yeah.
They're just can't take a hunting boot off the trail is very different than hiking on a gravel or a dirt road.
They take a beating.
They just take a horrible beating.
Yep.
When you're walking through the brush and you're going downhill,
you
just beat the shit out of them.
Yep. Feels good.
It does feel good. It does feel good. I have had some I've had some boots that I had, they were bloodstained, and I washed them. I don't know.
You washed them?
I did. They looked so gross. I probably had blood from 3 or 4 different kills on them, and they just look gory. It looked
like washed them in the washing machine.
No. I scrubbed them. I just used like Dawn. I used Dawn with a little bit of warm water.
I take those fuckers to like the self car wash, bro.
Yeah,
high pressure sprayers.
I could see how that would work, but it did a good job, and I liked my New Balance so much that I had them resole me. The shoe guy over here in Redondo, he'll resole them on.
Yeah.
So he put a new sole. What the fuck is that called? Anyway, I don't know. I'm sorry, I digress. All right. So yeah, got some new hunting boots. Need to go to spend some money at the Kuyu. See how it goes.
Good luck, man.
Looking forward to. You know what I did get? I just got Starlink. I ordered Starlink.
Welcome to the club.
I'm gonna take it to Romania.
Yeah, it's gonna work.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So I got it's like $50 a month.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be the international plan. It'll probably be a little more than that.
It doesn't matter. Satellites don't care.
Yeah, so it's
Misha's got my Starlink right now, so he's heading out to Wyoming soon. So he's gonna hit up that archery season for cow elk in Wyoming. So he's got the Starlink ready to rock.
I think it's important, dude. I think if you have an emergency, you need to be able to communicate.
I mean, we now as humans are so fucking used to being connected. Like, there's guys that go out, and obviously if you don't have like a base camp, you're not going to be trekking your Starlink into like a full on 5 mile, 10 mile hike. But if you've got a base camp, coming back to that and just kind of checking in with the family, it's peace of mind.
No, peace of mind. If you got to call, God forbid you have a medical emergency or something.
Yep,
you got to be able to call people. So yeah, I got that. I got that little bit of gear. I'm kind of working on my truck to get things ready for the quail hunt on my Jeep. I bought a little refrigerator deal, and last year I got the Jackery, so I'm contemplating getting an Overlander trailer, a small little trailer.
Dude, those things are badass, but the price tag on some of those things,
yeah. No, so I'm strictly looking used. Like I've found some stuff that's under $10,000.
Okay.
Pretty nice setups for under $10,000. There's some stuff in the fives, a little bit more stripped down. But
brand new, they're ridiculous.
Oh, they're like $30,000.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't make sense of $30,000.
I don't get it, man.
It's a tent outside.
Literally, there's no shower, no toilet. It's like it folds out into like a kitchen and like basically your basic bed.
Yeah.
But because they can say, oh, you can take it anywhere, it's like, okay, fucking $30,000 bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know. So look, this is my goal. My goal is I want to minimize the effort to set up camp.
Mm-hmm.
So if all of my camping gear for, let's say we go to Colorado or fill in the blank, the quail hunt, any of those areas that are remote, if basically I can get to the point where I can add the rifle and put the food in the cooler, and I could and once I'm there, if I could set up camp in, let's say 30, 40 minutes, so I don't burn a ton of energy. Like I've seen the guys put up the tents and the fucking cots and all this shit, and
Short shot.
dude, it was like he had a fucking apartment, bro, and that was like a 2-night thing. I mean, it must have so look, here's the thing. When you're there, you're stoked and you're anxious to get everything set up.
Yeah.
That's not so much the problem. It's after you're done hunting.
Oh, yeah.
That you're exhausted, you're beat, you haven't slept well for 3 or 4 days.
Then you got to pack that shit up.
And then you got to pack all that shit up. I want to try and get to the point where I don't have to do that, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm sliding stuff out and stuff is quasi ready to go, I can make sense of that. If I can get a trailer for like say between $5,000 and $7,000, something like that, okay,
Win.
I think it's a win, yeah. And there's the other ones that are like a teardrop hybrid, so it's not a teardrop, but you actually sleep in the trailer. I find that to be even more attractive because the tent rustling is a bitch, dude, to be able to sleep.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it just seems too like tents at one point they're gonna lose their integrity, right? And if you're kind of more along the lines, I've seen some of those hybrid kind of teardrop ones that you're sleeping in it, that they look a bit more rugged. Like you're not gonna. I mean, there's always maintenance with anything, but they just seem like they're gonna last longer than that tent.
Yeah. For me, like when we go over to the range, there's a mountain lion that lives on the range, right? So I'm not all that stoked about just popping a tent there and staying there. And the trailer that I have now is too big to go on that road. So, if I have my little thing and, I just throw the fucking rifles in there and off I go, it could probably make sense of that, And the truth is most of my family doesn't like, it's not like, I think I use the trailer for a family camping thing maybe twice a year. So I think I need something smaller. I'm not the only one that's consolidating.
Are you planning on getting rid of it?
I may. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm contemplating it. It's just too much. Just too much shit to keep track of, bro. And like it's expensive. Like the floor on the trailer has developed some soft spots, so I got to take that in. God knows it's gonna be $1,000 to fix. The AC's not working, so $2,000 to fix. So, I don't know. I think that it's hard to unless I can go with my family more often. I think it's a hard case to make sense of keeping all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, good luck, man. Yeah,
let's see. Everybody complains about it until like you guys. Every time I tell you let's go to so and so, they're like, oh, I don't want to go. Well, then it's gonna be for sale. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm still on the fence on it. We'll see how it goes in the look, man. If you tell me I'd sell my truck and go back to Africa and shoot another elephant with half the money from the truck, I think I could do that. So the dualies, my fear is that the minute that I sell the dually, something will happen
where you need the dually.
Where you need the dually. After sitting in the
then you just go to U-Haul and rent something.
I think so. I'm not buying $100,000 fucking dually again.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. So anyway, we'll see. Time will tell.
Well, shit, man. Good luck to you.
We'll see how it goes. Hey, guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 500 followers.
Man, it's been a year, man. We got to hit at least 500.
Yeah, we got to hit 500. 500 is happening before the next year. We're at like 417 right now. So if you have not already done so, like, share, and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
You got it, guys. Guys, another episode is in the books.
Episode 23.
Time to wrap it up.
We will wrap it up, and let's see if we record another episode to kind of go into more detail, more depth about your upcoming Romania hunt for that Carpathian brown bear.
Maybe if you guys want to see my rifle, go ahead and hit us in the comments below and ask to see the Carpathian Transylvanian
vampire bear
getting shot with a Czechoslovakian rifle. So there you go. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Right on. Aloha.